What's good? Your boy Anonymous Ashler is back in the building. Very, very excited to come today and talk to you about being alone. It's not as bad as you think. For real, for real. Being alone is a good thing, and I need you guys to realize that. And when I was younger, I never did anything alone. I was always with my brothers. I was always, well, my brother, my cousins, my friends. I was always with somebody. And back then, what I'm saying, it felt innocent and harmless and normal. But as I grew into a man, I started to realize, some things was off. If you never learn to stand alone for real, then life would eventually force you to. So, growing up, like I stated, I started seeing things that weren't right, things in my circle, things in my environment, things in the people around me. But instead of speaking up, instead of using my voice, I stayed quiet. And when you stay quiet long enough, the things you refuse to confront start living inside you. And this is the main thing about deceit trails, right? This was the deceit trail. So this is the beginning of deceit trails. That'll be another video. That's how the demon of deceit, what I'm saying, the one that I watched in others starts to jump on me, jumped onto me, and I started kind of following what I was seeing, what I was around. That birds of a feather flocks together. That is a real saying, and it's for real. The more you're around somebody, if you ain't whole inside, you gonna start to, do what you see around you because you think it's just right, I guess. But if you smart, you wouldn't do that. I just tell you to stay away from it. It's just easier because you want to be all cool, you want to be liked and stuff like that. I'd rather you stay away and be on your own than follow some deceit trail type of actions. And then so from there, all I ever wanted was a family. That was the dream. That was my goal. And this is from a young man. That was the thing I thought would complete me. So I chased it and I chased it and I chased it. I chased friendships like the wood. If you ever seen that movie, I know that's an old movie, but if you ever seen it, how they were all boys, they all went places, they all did things together. Like I chased these type of relationships a long time in my life, right? So I chased it. I chased and chased and chased relationships, chased being around my cousins, my brothers, having girlfriends, all that. Chased everything until I burnt myself up trying to do it. You know what I mean? When I say burnt myself, I mean fried my skull to the max. Now, I didn't have a nervous breakdown or anything like that, or anything like crazy mental, but it's like you just get tired, like, dang, man, I can't find my people or who I want to be with, right? So it starts to come to a point that you start to accept anything because you don't want to go through the struggle of being alone. But once you go through the alone phase in your life, you start to understand what you're really worth and who should be around you, who brings peace to you, who brings happiness to you, who puts you in bad situations, good situations. You just start to learn more and more about yourself. This is why it's very important to go through this phase because this is the first phase that's going to teach you how to be a man or a woman and how to have people treat you and what you accept for your own life that is good. Being alone is an amazing superpower because once you master it, you will start to see like, oh yeah, I ain't going for nothing goofy now. Like you got it at this point. So after college, what I'm saying, I jumped into online dating. And this is just gonna be like a little story down my little path of getting to this point of like embracing the aloneness. I made a cast of characters on this online dating. Some were good, some were wild, some were straight out of a cautionary tale, right? All different types of women that I met through this process. And I met one that I actually did date seriously, even though from the get. I really wasn't into it, but I was just trying to replace that feeling of being dolo. I was tired of searching for my partner. I just kind of gave up for real. So I just kind of just accepted this person. And from the get, I wasn't that like super attracted to her, but I was like, hey, I'm being shallow, right? Let's give it a chance. It's somebody different than what you normally chase. So let's just go for it. And I tell you that right now, that feeling that you feel in the pit of your stomach is your that's your when something just doesn't feel right, and you like that gut feeling, that intuition that you feel like, I just ain't really feeling that person, or I'm good, bruh, believe it. Because me taking that woman seriously was the worst decision I've ever made in my life. Now, I'm not saying that, hey, Anonymous was perfect, right? But trust me when I tell you, if I was where I am at now, mentally, spiritually, physically, I would have never dated this woman in a million years. But I was so defeated and tired of waiting. And then I accepted this. I accepted this type of woman. And this is why I say, if you feel it in your gut, if something don't feel right, just walk away. Just walk away. You better off walking away, in my opinion. You're better off walking away any day of the week. So this is the beginning of the craziest time of my life. I saw the red flags. I saw the way her heart worked. I saw the way she was moving, how she talked to our people, how she disrespected people, all this stuff. I seen everything. I saw the signs that wasn't right, but I stayed. Why? Because I wanted a family so bad, right? I convinced myself that I can change her in a marriage. Wrong, wrong, wrong. It was a bad time. And when I say a bad time, it was just everything that I saw before, it was on ultra mode at this point. Very, very, very disrespectful, very, very nasty. It's just and it's sad because I knew from the get this wasn't my person, but I still chose to do it anyway. So I don't blame her. Once again, like I told you in the first episode, I had to look at myself. I have to look at what I chose. I chose nonsense. I thought this is what this is what it is, right? This is hey, this is how relationships go. You go through your ups and downs. No, no, no. Don't, that's a myth too. That's another video on relationships. That's a myth too. That you're supposed to go through your ups and downs and all this crazy stuff. No, you're not. And I just don't believe that at all. But anyway, it didn't get any better. It got super, super bad. And suddenly I was trapped in a marriage that I was never meant to be in. And it was bad time. I'm grateful for my child. I'm grateful for the child that was born in there. But the environment I was living in was not meant for someone like me. I'm full of light, man. I'll be chilling. I don't really bother nobody. I don't be on that goofy stuff. Like I really try my best to just keep everything cool and copacetic and just be chilling for real. But like I said, I have to only person I could blame is myself because I already knew from the get this wasn't gonna work. So by me, talking to you all and looking back, I should have sat alone, especially coming out of college. I should have sat alone. I should have healed. I should have faced myself and I should have done the shadow work, really, to see why do I need somebody? Why am I so thirsty to have this family? Is it because when I was younger, I felt I didn't have that bond? Is it because I felt like I was getting old even though I was only 26? So I wasn't old at all, right? And I don't know why I was in such a rush to be like married and have kids and all this stuff. Not even the people around me was like this. So I am very confused. When I look back, I don't know what I was going through, but I definitely had no reason to be in a rush at all. So I should, like I told you, I should have done the shadow work, but I was scared. Man, not scared of her or not scared of the world, but like scared of being alone for real. So it was like, dang, man, I didn't want to like go through the process of just chilling and waiting on my partner, man. That's a hard process. And I don't blame anybody that goes through something like that. That waiting and just sitting there and you trying to do it on your own, and it's just hard. It is. It's a hard thing. So I don't blame anybody. And I see why a lot of relationships are out there and a lot of divorces happen. It's because people are we're all impatient sometimes. People are impatient and then you start getting with people for certain things like settling. You settling for oh they got money or oh they look good or you're not happy with the full person, you know? You're only happy with stuff that benefits you for the moment, and then once that stops benefiting you, you're done with it. You know what I'm saying? You're like, this relationship is I don't like this relationship no more because they never gave you what you needed in the first place. I don't blame people for what they choose to do. I just know that if you're not dating and you're not healed all the way inside, you will make mistakes in every aspect of your life for the most part, in my opinion. So back to what I was saying though. Scared of being alone. I thought being alone meant being empty, unwanted, alone. I thought being alone meant something was wrong with me for real. But here's the truth. You're never alone when you face yourself. And that is 100% the truth. When you sit in silence, you start to heal. You start to hear your real voice. You start to understand your worth. You start to heal your trauma. And that was a big one for me, the trauma. You don't need to go to no therapist, in my opinion. You need to sit alone and just hear all the thoughts that's running through your head and just figure out where's that coming from? Why is that coming? Why am I saying this? This is kind of stupid. And then you start to kind of hear yourself, hear what's going on inside you. And then you start to take control of your thoughts and actions. Once you do that, you stop choosing from fear. You stop settling. You stop chasing. You stop repeating the same mistakes. Man, it took me so long to stop repeating the same mistakes. But once I figured it out and conquered it, now it's like I see how peaceful my life really is. I'm able to open up my light to share to others and be the person I always have been, you know? And that's what makes it awesome. So stop repeating the same mistakes. And this is the lesson. This part right here is for my children because they're going to listen to this when they get older eventually. But I really want them to understand that relationships are not hard. They're really not. You're not meant to have a bunch of people around you, in my opinion. You're not supposed to clash and go crazy. If you're clashing with somebody, y'all not supposed to be together. Y'all's frequencies don't match. It's not supposed to be, they don't mean they're a bad person. It doesn't mean you're a good person. It just means you guys might not, you know, link on that frequency level. Y'all always be off. Y'all always be in arguments. Y'all always have problems just because of that. Just because of your frequencies. If you don't know who you are, you will attach yourself to the wrong people. If you don't know your worth, you will accept the wrong treatment. Hey, kids, your dad here, I accepted the wrong person and I got the treatment that I accepted, not because of who she was, because I allowed it. Just take accountability for it. Take your L, move on. If you don't heal your own wounds, you bleed on the people who didn't cut you. Do the work, sit your butt down in the corner. You don't got to be in a corner for real, but sit down alone, turn off everything, turn your phone off, and just sit there with yourself for 30 minutes in the just alone and just listen to what happens. Face yourself. Because the moment you become whole, you will know exactly who is right for you and who is not. I promise you that. I promise you that, children. But anyway, I learned this lesson really late in life, about like 35. But you don't have to. Being alone isn't a curse. It's the doorway to becoming the person you were always meant to be. Walk through it and let God lead you to where you got to get to and who you're supposed to be around. The ones that have all the friends aren't always the happiest. But if you become happy by yourself, you'll see you'll start to feel the real genuine people. It's hard to be alone. It's a superpower. But once you master it, children and the people out there watching, once you master it, I swear to God, everything else is simpler. I'm not saying you're gonna be a millionaire or you're doing all this. I'm just saying it's just simple to navigate because now you don't have other people's lies on you. You're not holding any secrets if your friend group is upside down, they cheating or they doing something. Deceit trails, man. That's a real thing. That stuff jumps onto you. When you fooling around, it gets onto you. But anyway, we'll talk about that in another video. But with that being said, hey man, I appreciate you all, man. Remember, walk in your light. Don't let that darkness get on your body because it really wants to. And you know what I'm saying? Peace, love, tranquility, man. You all have a great day. Well, it's nighttime here. So great night, great day. It don't matter. Whenever you see it. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.